Tennessee Titans fans, we are here today checking out a clip from GMFB, Good Morning Football, where I believe the objective of this activity is to try to convince us that a certain team, they pick a team, and then they try to make the case for that team going from worst to first in their division. And so one of these two is going to have the Browns, I believe, and one's going to have yours and mine, Tennessee Titans. And let's see if they can create a compelling argument to convince us of the Titans doing it. It's kind of a fun little activity. Let's see how it goes.
You guys have Browns and Titans, I think.
We do have the Browns and the Titans. Come on.
Go for it.
Let's go.
This is going to be fun.
Why?
Yes!
That means she goes first.
You have to get stuck with
Do
the.
it.
I'm gonna take on the Browns, okay? Because you have a start.
You have to get stuck with the what? Say it. No, say it. No need to cut it off. Just say it. Say it. You have to I'll stick with the Browns because, boy, there's an easy argument to make. I would rather do that. I didn't plan on getting mad at this today, but I can already feel it.
My clock. I'm not doing this any earlier than I have to. You have a former coach of the year in Kevin Stefanski, who is a brilliant mind. And you know what he has? If you want to spin it in a positive light, an embarrassment of riches. He has literally an entire deck of cards of quarterbacks that he could just pick from. He could play one a game, and he would still have a leftover one for the next week that they have to play a game, okay? At this point, we're just going to rewrite the rules for quarterbacks that you can carry 5. I don't think the Browns have to make any decisions about their quarterbacks because they're just going to play a different guy every quarter, and that's how they're going to beat teams. That's how they're going to take down the Baltimore Ravens. And, their defense is pretty good.
Rock 'em.
Well, I'm not convinced. I think the strongest argument there would have been Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. Their defense is stout, and Joe Flacco led them to a 12-5 record a couple of years ago, and he's on the roster again so they can run it back. I think that argument just turned into a joke, which is, they're going to start a different guy every week, and no matter what happens, they're going to have a healthy quarterback. That feels a little silly. Come on, Manti.
Rock 'em up. Wow. Start my clock. We're going to go back to back on them. Talking about quarterbacks. We talked about quarterbacks. You had a lot of quarterbacks in your room. Tennessee Titans, there's only one. His name is Cam Ward, and he's number one.
Okay.
And they're going to be number one in their division. Why? Because they got Cam Ward, and he was talking about Calvin Ridley. Now, Calvin Ridley runs some of the best routes you ever seen. You have Tyler Lockett.
Hey, listen. I've said it time and time again about Calvin Ridley. You need to put some respect on his name. I know. Last year he was on a terrible team, but I've said it time and time again. He found over 1,000 yards on that team with that quarterback, with those quarterbacks. I mean, that's not something to gloss over. That was actually pretty impressive by him.
You have Tony Pollard, and oh, by the way, you have a really, really good defense. That defensive front they've been solid for a number of years. So Brian Callahan, all he needed was a quarterback. He got it in the first round with the first overall pick with the number one on their team. His name is Cam Ward, and there's going to be a lot of touchdowns scored for the Tennessee Titans with that duo.
Oh, well done.
A couple of reaches there by Manti. Couple of reaches to say that all Brian Callahan needed was a new quarterback. That's a big part of the problem, but I mean, there's some other issues with this roster, and Brian Callahan himself needs to be better. Also, to say this defense is really, really good in their front four, I don't know if I'd say this defense is really, really good, and I definitely wouldn't say the front four is because edge rush is one of the weakest positions on the team.
Calvin Ridley, some of the best.
This segment should be called Heavy Lifting.
Okay. Hold on. Don't think I didn't notice that, ma'am. Did you notice the shade to Calvin right there from her? Listen.
Done. Calvin Ridley, some of the best.
This segment should be called Heavy Lifting.
Let me just tell you what she just said. She said, Calvin Ridley, some of the best routes in the NFL with that look. There you go, Calvin. That's what they think of you on GMFB. They are baffled at the idea that you're a great route runner, buddy. Baffled. If he got signed to the Patriots, then it would be like, oh, yeah, he's one of the best route runners in the NFL. It's not even a controversy. But you're with the Titans. So, therefore, when you get complimented for your route running and how great it is, you get reactions like that. Huh. Ugh.
I feel like Manti's in the squat rack right now with about 600 pounds on the front squat. That's tough,
I need a
buddy.
spotter.
It's
James,
tough,
spot
but
me.
I love it. I know.
Don't hurt yourselves. All right, Kyle and Chase, you're up.
You know, here's my problem. Even on a segment that is meant to be funny like this, like it's meant to be a joke, it's meant to be, you know, all fun and games. But don't miss the fact that despite the fact that her argument for the Browns winning their division was completely ridiculous. They're going to start 5 different guys, and they're just going to carry 5 quarterbacks, and they're going to start a new one every week. It's Manti that is declared as having to do the heavy lifting. Because they are more offended. They are more offended at the idea of the Tennessee Titans winning the worst division in the NFL. They are more offended at that. They think that is a bigger mountain to climb than the Cleveland Browns with Old Man Joe, Kenny Pickett, Prime's kid, and the guy from Oregon, Dylan Gabriel. They think it is more offensive, it is more of a mountain to climb for the Tennessee Titans to win the worst division in football than it is for the Cleveland Browns with that cast of characters to overtake the Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals in what is probably the best division in football. Manti is doing the heavy lifting because he's got to convince us that the Titans can win the worst division. Is her name Jamie? I haven't said her name yet just because I don't know what her name is, but she doesn't get commented on at all because, oh, well, you know, that's less of a mountain to climb for the Browns to overtake the best division in football. Even on goofy segments like this, the disrespect is still so loud. And I know that Kyle on this show is always having the Titans back, so I'm not going to harp on it too much, but like even on goofy segments like this, you can still see how like her reaction to Calvin Ridley being a great route runner, the look she gave at the beginning when she said, "Oh, you're going to get stuck with the," and then she started talking about the Browns. She didn't even complete her sentence. I didn't plan on getting mad watching this today, but I'm kind of irritated. It's just all a joke, man. It's all a joke. You're doing some heavy lifting, Manti. Having to convince us the Titans could even be good at all.